again. Today, as promised, I'm going to show you an activity that you can use post-reading the book Play by Veronica Stanley Hooper. So I have some note cards that I have written the community helpers onto, and this is a great literacy follow-up of activity where I am going to lay these down. Now I would present these during circle time to show the students or your kiddos at home, if you're homeschooling, what to do. And then you could have this out on a shelf for them to actually practice doing themselves. So we'll have the camera come down so you can see. I've got gardener, construction worker, veterinarian, nurse, baker, artist, physical therapist, doctor, fitness instructor, tennis player, and scientist. You can really make up any of the ones that you want or use the ones in the book. For example, if you have a firefighting hard helmet, like one of those pretend play ones, you can put firefighter on here. If you have baseball mitt and a baseball, you could substitute tennis player for baseball. So whatever you have around the house. So let's take a look. We'll get started. So here's the collar that a veterinarian uses to put on a dog or a cat or animal after they have surgery. So that goes under veterinarian. And here's a little stuffy because veterinarians work with animals like turtles and tortoises. How about this? An oven mitt. Yeah, that's right. A baker would use an oven mitt. How about this? That's right, a tennis player. Now, I'm running out of room because I'm trying to keep this in the camera, but you guys can spread this out all across your floor. How about this one? Who would use a globe? Yeah, that's right, a teacher. And what about this? Who might use this when working? Yeah, an artist. How about a whiteboard? That's right, a teacher. And what about some paints and a paintbrush? Yes, that's right, an artist. How about binoculars and magnifying glass? Yeah, scientists, especially if they're working out in the field like a wildlife biologist. Okay, have you guys ever seen this tool? Doctors use this to check your reflexes and hit it against your knee. I wouldn't suggest doing that, but this is a doctor tool. How about this? You put this over your clothes so they don't get dirty while you're cooking or baking. So that would be a baker would use this apron. How about a stethoscope? Yes, a doctor or a nurse. So we'll put this one under nurse. How about a ruler? Many different helpers use rulers. So it could go under scientist, it could go under teacher. Even physical therapists have their own type of measuring instruments that look like rulers. How about this? Band. That's right, a physical therapist, or actually a fitness instructor. So I have two of them because we can put one under fitness instructors because they also use bands. How about a screwdriver? That's right, a construction worker would use a screwdriver. How about this? Most of you may have seen this before. It's a whisk. And that's right, a baker would use a whisk. How about a notebook to record your data into? Yeah, that would be a scientist. A garden shovel? A gardener? How about a thermometer? Yeah, the nurse takes your temperature when you go to the doctor's, right? Office. How about a pot to put soil into? Yes, that would be a gardener. How about vitamins for the animals? That's veterinarian. Let's get our little word out so we can start recognizing the words. How about this therapy ball? Yep, two people might use this, fitness instructor or physical therapist, so either one. What's this? Hammer. Definitely a construction worker. How about some gardening gloves to keep our hands protected while we pull weeds? Yes, definitely a gardener. And measuring spoons to measure our ingredients? Yes, a baker. All right, I've got two more things here. What about a weight? Actually, I've got three more things. Weight. Yes, a fitness instructor, but also a physical therapist might use a weight. How about a tennis ball? That's right, the tennis player needs that with his racket. And finally, a measuring tape. The construction worker may need this in her bag of tools. So as you can see, there are many community workers, many tools that community workers use, and this is a great follow-up after reading the book Play by Veronica Stanley Hooper. And you can even use some of these tools, the ones that are safe for kiddos to use, in your dramatic play area so that they can explore and do their work, which is playing. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to like and subscribe to support our channel.